The Buffalo Bills are bringing the band back together. They made not one, but two moves official on Wednesday by announcing that they've signed defensive linemen Quinton Jefferson and Jordan Phillips, who have both spent time with the organization in the past. Jefferson was the first of the two signings, and the 31-year-old comes back to Buffalo after being released by Cleveland ahead of the NFL's trade deadline at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday. Welcome back to the Bills Bunker, everybody. I'm Jake Varco, and today we're going to be talking about Quinton Jefferson in this video, the first of the two signings. I already had the Jordan Phillips signing ready to go. I have that video ready to go, and that has already been released on the channel, so you can go check that out if you haven't yet. But right now, we're going to talk about Quinton Jefferson, his impact on the team, and why the Buffalo Bills brought him back. But before we do that, I'd like to take a moment to encourage you. Click that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Share this video with a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend what's going on right here on the Bills Bunker. I'll be at every home game throughout the season for the Buffalo Bills. I'll also be going to another road game, and there's so much content to come right here on the channel. Now let's talk about Quinton Jefferson. Jefferson's initial tenure with the Bills came back in 2020 when he recorded 23 total tackles along with 3 sacks in 16 games played. Since then, the former 5th-round draft pick has played with the Raiders, Seahawks, Jets, and then most recently, the Browns. He's been a journeyman defensive lineman, and so far in 2024, the 6'4", 290-pound defensive tackle has made 6 total tackles with 1 sack through 5 games played with Cleveland while playing in a very minimal role. Now, he's set to rejoin the Buffalo Bills, and I'll have an opportunity to compete for reps with Jordan Phillips and company at the defensive tackle position as they look to beef up the interior of the defensive line and help out what has been a struggling run defense. Jefferson is likely going to serve in a rotational role, and he's been brought in alongside Phillips to serve as a band-aid for what has been a defensive line unit that has lost Dwayne Smoot to the injured reserve and Dwayne Carter to injury as well. Obviously, stopping the run has to be a priority for this team right now. It's been a struggle, and getting healthy on the defensive front, it's been a real issue for the Bills. That's why they go out and bring these two players in. Both of these guys have had their share of struggles as of late, but if there's a silver lining, it's that they have experience in a Bills defense under head coach Sean McDermott, which means it shouldn't take too long for them to get caught back up to speed. Honestly, I would have liked to have seen the Buffalo Bills go ahead and make a trade maybe for a bigger name defensive lineman, but with minimal cap space, this is the situation that the Buffalo Bills are in. They traded for Amari Cooper a few weeks back, so that's something that Bills fans love that move, but it was hard for them to maneuver and make any other additions, especially after having to take on some dead cap money after the release of Mike Edwards. So what do the Buffalo Bills do? They call up a few familiar faces, a couple friends, Jordan Phillips, Quinton Jefferson. They bring them back into the mix in Buffalo, and I guess it's better than nothing at all. I mean, at least with this, you have some players that have experience in game situations with the Buffalo Bills organization, so it's not going to take long for them to get involved on this defensive unit. They're more depth for this team, and if someone goes down, you have another person there to replace them, and you have rotational pieces that you can add to the mix, add a little bit of flavor throughout the defensive line. So it is what it is. These guys have both struggled, but maybe they'll find themselves back with Buffalo, who they both have had some success with in the past. I want to know your thoughts on these additions to the Buffalo Bills roster. How are you feeling about the addition of Quinton Jefferson and Jordan Phillips? Let me know. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe. Stay tuned for more content coming your way all season long right here on the channel. Go Bills!